Hi, my name is Bianca Porter, and I am doing my Excel report for Module 4, Unit 5. Let me show all my formulas. Show formulas. Alrighty. So let me go down so I can show all my formulas. This is 1 right here. And this is question 2 that shows all the formulas all the way down. And then question 3, it shows all the formulas. Question 3. Question 4, it shows all the formulas. And question 5, it shows all of the formulas. All right. So let's start back at number 1. All right, so number 1 was about a worldwide poll. So number 1 was about a worldwide poll based on a combination of the worldwide surveys conducted in 2008 to 2010. And I showed here the worldwide poll. I put the graph right here. Okay, so it shows that the people who want to move was 240,000 out of a million, which is right here. And those who wanted to move out of the country was 140,000 in total out of a million. So basically, out of the country would be Canada and United Kingdom. So together that was 140 in total out of a million. In the bar chart, it shows that the bigger percentage was the people who wanted to move, which was the 71%, which is the orange. And also the people who wanted to move were from the United States. For the most people who want to move from the United States. Let me go down and show you. So those wanting to move right here, it shows the most coming from the United States. All right. I also explained why we had to take the 71% of the million before the 34%, and we had to take the 71% of the million before the 34%, because out of that million people, we only took at 71% of, we only look at 71% of that group of people. I apologize about that. So that's why we had to take the 71 before we took the 34%. Okay, so let's move on to number 2. So number 2, see here. I know Miss Benzie, you used a different title where you told us to use a different title. So what I did was I used a taxi cab, right? All right, so right here it shows the cost of taxi cab $1 per mile cost, and the table over here shows the mile cost and the cost of taxi $1 per mile. And it says the cost of hiring a taxi cab driver is reasonably priced. It only starts at $2, which is right here, and 75 cents per mile. You charge 75% per mile. The initial starting price to ride in a taxi is $2. So that is where the graph crosses the axis representing the cost, and what is representing the cost is the y-axis, and so the x-axis would be where the graph crosses. And there is no place where the graph crosses the x-axis, because that would mean we went negative miles in distance, and it's not measured in negative miles at all. The increase in cost starts to go down because the cost is raised by less than 1 visit. When the taxi travels 5 miles, it's about $6, and when it travels 10 miles, the cost is only $9.50. And it shows right here on the graph. Let's see here. 6 right here. Well, 5 miles is $6, and then 10 miles is $9.50. All right, let's move on to number 3. All right, so number 3. All right, So number 3, a company that produces discount sneakers can be modeled by the quadratic function. So basically what we had to do is discuss the findings. So let me go ahead and discuss my findings. All right, let's see here. All right, looking at the table, the value starts at 0, which is the initial investment, which is negative 240. The bottom dollar would be 4 pair of shoes, which I highlighted. 304, let me see here, negative 304 would be the closest. Between 12 and 13, they broke even, but I made this chart right here that Miss Benzie advised or showed us to do, actually, which is it shows where they broke even. 12.7 or 12.8 is where they broke even, or 0. Also, it's okay for the profit to be in a negative number because it shows the startup costs, so it makes sense. And I also highlighted or put right here where it would be the 0 and negative 240 and the 4 and negative 304. All right, number 4, we would have to discuss our findings in this one as well. So the maximum height is highlighted, which is 275 feet, which is I got right here. And the time in seconds would be 4 seconds. The ball hits the ground between 8 and 9 seconds, which would give you 0. So between 8 and 9 right here, see, I don't know if you can see that, is where it landed, which would be the 0. So I just kind of basically, number 3 kind of helped me out with that one. So between 8 and 9 seconds gives you 0, which, you know, that would be where the ball landed. All righty. Let's move on to number 5. In number 5, I kind of named it Crazy Math Professor because Miss Benzie, you kept calling him a crazy math professor. So I decided it would be funny to name number 5 a crazy math professor. All right, so let me discuss my findings. All right, so option 1 is the linear decline. I labeled that the quadratic decline, option 2, and the exponential decline would be option 3. All right. All right, it says you must leave. I put right here, you must leave when it hits 0. So I highlighted when you leave on the table, right? And so option 1, you leave on the 8th day. Option 2, you leave on the 5th day. And option 3, you leave between the 16th and the 17th day. Option 1 would be the cheapest, and you can stay the longest at option 3. So that was all my findings for number 5. All right, so let's move on to number 6. Alrighty, let me discuss my findings here. All right, so the findings I had here was the decrease of carbon started around 360 and 390 years. So the reason why I said it decreased is because that's when it hit around 0. So I just put between 360 and 390. Okay, and so between 450 and 480 years is where it hit 37%. So that means that the remains were 459 or 460 or 459.1 years old for the 37%. And that is my Excel report, Ms. Benzie. Let me see here. I'm trying to show all my labels and my highlights. All righty, and my name is Bianca Porter, and that is my Excel report.